to that when we get to it. On the defense for this Rogue team is going to be Nox on Lucio, Wins is going to play McCree, Reinforce on Reinhardt, AKM on Reaper, Tavik is going to be on that Pharah, Unko, of course, on Mercy.
Meanwhile, we'll take a look here at the team setup coming out from the side of NG Red. It is going to be Mangachu on the Pharah, Wolf on Widowmaker, Bread Expert, the expert of bread himself on the Lucio, Bird going to be on the 76, Chance on Winston, and Naptime on the Mercy. So no fooling around here in the actual in-game lobby. And we'll see if Wolf actually sticks on the Widow. Still might be going for it. We have seen him go for it in the past, and high risk, high reward on the menu here. Not going Hanzo, which a lot of teams go. He's going old school, going for the Widow, and he's going to be going for grapple shots here. Very beginning.
Yeah, he's one of the few players who's been sticking on this Widowmaker. He's been making it work. A lot of his success has been on Hollywood, not necessarily King's Row, but we'll see what he gets done early. No double tank for them. They're relying a ton on this hit scan damage.
Wolf right now just looking at the Mercy, not able to get her. Mercy being far back, realizing that the Widow is there, and AKM with the immediate rush, and the defense goes aggro. They are immediately rewarded. That Widow goes down. And you look at this here, NG Red got right onto the point from the high ground, but I don't know, Rogue is holding pretty good position here. They should be able to deal with this. Chance in trouble, but Wolf off the salty run back takes out AKM, and Mangachu's still alive here over the top. Very back and forth, but it always favors the offense when it's back and forth like this on first point.
Yeah, they're able to reinforce. Now here's that dogfight we were talking about. Tavik lands first blood, gets one mid-air rocket on him. They're kind of both playing it very cautious right now, this two combos against each other. I think it's really smart from the defense. They want to stay alive, let reinforcements get in here. They'd like to be able to stall at this point. They're going to.
Yep, they're coming in right now. Mangachu versus Tavik. Tavik goes for the mid-air rockets, not able to finish him off, gets taken out by Bird, so Mangachu not getting punished for that, but Wins comes in, the Deadeye taking out 3, but the res bring it back up. Both teams back up to full strength, but Tavik still has the barrage. He could be the difference maker here, looking for nap time, sending him to a nap. He goes down. The Mercy will be dead here for the offense, and Rogue now 6v5. They have a big opportunity to turn this back, but Wolf takes out Tavik, makes it a double kill. Down goes Wins. The offensive Widow doing all sorts of work right now, and off of this Widowmaker play from Wolf, NG Red might be able to turn this in their favor in just a moment. The Earthshatter not going to do what Rogue wants it to do.
Yeah, that's why I think it was so smart early on how they just try to jump Wolf. I mean, you give him an infinite amount of time, he's going to start hitting shots eventually, so the early aggression onto him was really smart. Eventually, he gets his picks going. Bird takes out Unko pretty late in that fight. They're going to try to get this aggression pushing forward as Mangachu's going to run forward, get Concussion Blast, try to get some free damage in. He's with his Mercy. He's totally safe. Should not be anything cheeky coming out here. He's just trying to charge up that barrage. Tavik ate a damage rocket. Almost died with it.
Tavik definitely getting beaten up a little bit there. And I gotta say, Wolf's play was really the difference maker on that first point. He got the key snipes he needed to get, was able to take people out, including the AKM pick, which was huge. And speaking of picking AKM getting picked again here, the defense down to 5. Although I think they just used res on him, so they used their res pretty early. We'll see if Unko gets it back in the next fight, but this is a window of opportunity here for the offense. So if Mangachu can land a big barrage. Soundbear, though, comes out from defense there, looking to rush right in, and the offense just, they back out. They want no part of it. It's a smart back out. The only downside is that maybe Unko will have res now in the next fight.
And they've seen that story before. You Soundbarrier boost in, you know that they just rezzed up AKM alone. You know AKM's probably got Death Blossom because of that. They're thinking they're trying to get value out of it. That's why they do it. Really smart to back off there and not let him get his Blossom. They just kind of bailed out there. He couldn't find an area to get in. He's trying again.
All right, AKM just spins right in, gets a double kill, and Wins with the follow through on the Deadeye. Gets a 3K, but a 5-man res coming in, and here comes Mangachu over the top, goes for the barrage, gets Unko, but not much more. And even though it was a really nice res coming out from nap time, see if it's enough. Bird and Chance actually get 2 kills, so it's not quite over yet here for the offense, despite how that began. AKM, though, still alive here with the Reinhardt. He's going to go down the Bird. Big Earthshatter, though, comes from Reinforce, knocking down 2, charging right in, down goes Bird, and Reinforce going to be the reason why they hold towards the end, but what a fight between the both teams is Reinforce right now, ends up getting melee down at 14 HP. Mangachu already back in the fight, going forward, and what a relentless back and forth between these two team sets.
Yeah, I mean, they just lost 2 pretty late there. I like that the Earthshatter came down. I thought he thought he was going to be able to get out. Him and Bread Expert thought they were going to be able to poof back and maybe keep the shield up, but not enough reinforcements coming out. Now they're in great position to take this second point. This should be a fight incoming here, so they're not going to give it up for free. They are full 6. It's going to be giant team fight.
Yep, this is going here. Rogue trying to make their stand at the very end. Tavik holding on to the barrage, takes out nap time, but gets taken out by Wolf yet again. Wolf has been the silent difference maker right now, taking out key players. He got AKM. He's gotten 2 big DPS from Rogue here thus far. He's looking for the Mercy. Mercy does get the res off. He's not able to get that final headshot. NG Red, though, still in a great position. Naptime about to have a res up of his own. Bird in some trouble, though. A little bit overextended now, dealing with the Winston. May or may not get out, but no, Wins will finish it out. Into V coming in, getting the double rocket. The action's been taking place left and right. Has been furious.
Yeah, they're going to have to reset here. Wolf does come off that super successful Widow, and I think it was kind of a game of chicken. Who was going to switch off first? Is Wolf going to keep trying to make this happen? I think if he got another couple kills, they were going to have to try to switch onto an answer, some sort of, hit scan of their own to try to deal with Wolf in the backline. That's how successful he was. AKM lurking with his Death Blossom.
Yeah, AKM got to the back. He's getting everything he wants. Reinforces the fall through. A quick 5K for Rogue. Wolf, the only survivor. He needs to just run out of here. Oh no, they don't want to leave him as a survivor. He's getting chased down by Reinforce. Will Wraith form away at 2 HP? I don't think they're going to chase him here. I think he's going to live.
It's a super deep chase. I mean, they're not going to get punished for it, of course, but that was as deep as you see a team where the card is 5 feet away from capping the point.
So AKM, good to set that up. And I'm going to note, by the way, that they still have Barrage. They don't have a sound barrier, which is fortunate. Offense is going to come in with that sound barrier. Earthshatter, though, immediately answers to Veek. Do you answer the call for Barrage of your own? Wolf, though, gets reinforced to start this out. Veek not in position to follow up that Earthshatter. And 3 kills here for the side of NG Red. So the sound barrier does enough for them. They move in. Res will come up here for the defense. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Veek is immediately taken out by the attack visor of Bird.
Yeah, Naptime has to just be a little careful. All he needs to do is live through this fight. They can go aggro, they can lose players. Yeah, they have to get that res off to be able to win it. Now they're in a position to fight 5v3. The Earthshatter completely misses, though.
This is looking good for NG Red. They're slowly getting the kills they need. The defense, they're staggering, but they're not going to be able to delay this for much longer, and they have done it. They have gotten to the payload point. They have a little under 3 minutes to get to last.
Yeah, Uncle goes down late in that fight. Should not be that big of a deal as they're going to hold as far back as back can hold right here. Offense is pushing nicely forward. They've just got this shield up. And this Overwatch is all about just trying to get free damage in when you can without being punished for it. So you get that Reinhardt shield up. You're just peppering in through Soldier 76. He's trying to get some charge up too. Now the teams are going to kind of meet in the middle here around this bend. Should be a big fight happening shortly as Reinforce looks to get a charge in.
Reinforce has been really aggro in this game, but it has worked out by and large. Tavik right now staying a little bit back, not wanting to test this just yet. Tavik right now, been a quiet game from in terms of barrages. Not as many as we'd see, but still very good rocket poke coming in from range. We'll see if he has a better chance here in just a moment. And they have sound barrier up, so the defense is loaded here if they want to use it all. Sound barrier comes out from the offense first. They take out Unco. There's not going to be a res. Wolf got his prize. Now he's just going to the back line right now. 2 kills here for NG Red. Tavik still hanging on to his barrage. Should be dropping it right now. Does drop the barrage. Doesn't get anything off it though. Well, he gets the mercy. It's not the worst. Wolf though in the back.
Chance is going to get cleaned up. He knows it. He's just going to try to buy some time. I mean, wow. I guess they're going to pop attack visor, try to stay up around it.
They're staying in on it, and he almost got AKM as well. Bird does go down. Back and forth here, but the defensive Rogue, they're going to hold in here at the very last moment. Naptime does get back to the fight, will bring up some of the Fallen. Bird back in the fight. He's just getting rocked by long-range spam right now.
Yeah, I don't really like that res. I mean, he missed Chance. Chance was the one that they wanted to keep back up. Had they, res Chance, maybe they can continue this push forward, but now they're all getting segmented off. They're just all over the place. Mangachu's in no man's land, gets taken out by Wins. I would have held on to that res. I think you're just throwing good money after bad right there.
I mean, I sort of agree, but it's more so in the sense that the people that are getting res are going to feed more so than wasting the Mercy res because Naptime's already at 50%.
Well, yeah, no, that's exactly. The only way you have a bad Mercy res is if the people up are not in position to fight and they're just going to die again. It's never about the ult charge itself. The charge is too fast to even matter.
All right, so NG Red moving in. This is actually going to be their last attempt here. They need to make something happen here. AKM with the attack visor, not really able to go for a flank. Going to lose most of that. Not the greatest attack visor coming out from him. Offense right now taking their time. They know that this is their final push regardless, so why rush it? They have 30 seconds. Make it count. Sound barrier though coming out from the defense. They're moving forward. Chance though, counter Earthshatter. Earthshatter's on both sides. Coming down. As Wins now with some of the cleanup does take out Bird in the back. Naptime's going to use his rest sooner rather than later here to bring up those fallen heroes. And Bread Expert is not among them, so they're not going to have a sound barrier. Mangachu, though, comes out the barrage. Gets absolutely nothing with his side from Reinforce at the very end. Wins just getting the pickups and being the rock here for Rogue at the very end, and they don't even touch the cart.
Yep, that is a non-completion. 61.77 meters is their final score on that map. So all that Rogue has to do is push it a little bit further. Now, there are a couple things, interesting things. I mean, the only bad for Mercy Resurrections are going to happen when one, your team is just going to die immediately because they're already in rough positions anyway. Two, when you miss someone that you meant to resurrect, and that happened twice in that game. One towards the end, and the one right before it, actually, he missed bringing up Chance, too, which was, I think, the entire purpose of that resurrection. A little mistimed, extremely uncharacteristic from Naptime, who's been a standout Mercy for that team. Also, early on, Wolf in his pressure was so good at not only killing Tvik and killing wins, but also just making them play differently. You mentioned that Tvik had a quiet game. A lot of that is because he was not able to be as aggressive as he wanted to. As soon as they got off of that Widowmaker, he was hunting down the Mercy. He was hunting down Mangachu fearlessly. Yeah. That would not have happened had Wolf stayed on Widowmaker.
Yeah, and it's hard to say. I mean, you don't necessarily have Widow the entire game, but when Wolf was on Widow, it was great. Yeah. Multiple times where NG Red got a lot of traction early on, it's because they had just explosive Widow plays where, hey, Wolf just took out Tvik and AKM. Well, now you're down your two major DPS players. That's really bad. Right. That's not something you want to deal with. So Wolf showing that Widow's still very much a threat when used appropriately. I don't feel like she's in the use every game stats like she once used to be, but she's absolutely a threat, especially if teams don't game plan around it. Either way, looking at the defense for NG Red as they set up here, it is going to be Naptime on the Mercy, Bird on the 76, Bread Expert on Lucio, Chance on the Reinhardt, Mangachu on the Pharah, and Wolf going to be on Roadhog.
A pretty standard defense there. Bird, as we mentioned time and again, has been a real boon to this roster. Him on 76 has been exactly what they needed. The only concern I have with Bird is I wonder about his versatility, as he's almost always only on Soldier 76. Offensively, Tvik and Unko are going to be the combo of Pharah and Mercy. Wins is going to play Zarya. Reinforce will play the offensive Winston, oddly enough, instead of Reinhardt. AKM and Nox will play Reaper and Lucio, respectively.
All right, so offense of Rogue going to be on the way. Tvik, of course, going to be a main focus of this offense. And I do like running the Zarya here. Not only is it good for protecting the Pharah, period, but it does give them the Graviton in case this first offense does not work out. And Tvik right now being super aggressive, looking for the 76, not able to finish off Bird. Bird had about 10 HP left to start that out. Chance gonna get the first defensive kill. Wolf following through with the double kill on the Roadhog. Now defense is really good here. They can just move forward. Tvik is not gonna be long for this world. He's gonna get hooked right in. Hooked in. He's not dead yet. Will go down. Yeah, that's gonna be a hold for NG Red.
A little bit of a cheat sheet. You can see how aggressive a team wants to be based on their main tank. There you saw Reinforce on Winston. They got super aggressive on that early push. Now he's on the Reinhardt. This is not something that is unfamiliar to Rogue. They're the most aggressive team in probably either region, especially when it comes to first pushes. The only surprise there was that they were running Nox on Lucy or Unko on Mercy from the start. A lot of times they run that composition mercilessly.
All right, well, they're heading in again. Lucius speed boost has been used. Bird winning that fight versus Tvik, forces out the res immediately. Still 4 kills coming out from NG Red. The barrage in the back line doing all sorts of work. Mangachu now going to be hunting for Tvik. Tvik here on running just right to the back, and he just realizes this fight is lost. He has to get out.
Thanks for the assist.
Good fight coming out. And the big part there is that Tvik got picked early by Bird, and that forced the res super, super early.
Yeah, I mean, this offense is looking a little rough right now. They don't have much to work with. Maybe the Death Loss, more barrage. They can't take it slow. Here comes a huge charge from Reinforce right now.
Reinforce good. Tvik coming in through the back line. There's the barrage, takes out Mangachu, looks for Lucio, gets that as well. But where's Naptime? Naptime is there. He has the res. Everyone who just died is back in the fight. Sound Barrier is out. 5 members of the defense still in fighting. As Mangachu takes out Unko, there's not going to be another res here from the offense. But Tvik doing his best to carry it through, and AKM can drop the Death Boss from 8 points. So Rogue should be able to take this now. They get the few kills that they need to get. Not a bad response by NG Red, but not enough.
Yeah, so Wins does get taken out there late. I mean, Chance with a couple nice kills late, but it's definitely not enough, as you mentioned earlier. They are going to have the combo going forward. I mean, part of the combo anyway. They're going to have Graviton going through the streets phase. Not enough, as Tvik had to use the barrage early on, but they have some stuff going here forward. Just a little inside info I saw in the chat, so I double-checked myself on Twitter. Naptime just posted to @Overwatch, please fix King's Row last. I literally can't res people in certain spots. So we did call him out for missing a couple reses on key characters. Like I said, uncharacteristic. Maybe a map bug. Just putting that out there.
No, there are some areas where Mercy reses do not bring up the people they're supposed to bring up, and just it's a map clipping issue. That's all it is.
It happened twice to him there on last, and that was absolutely brutal. On Chance once, and on the Lucio a second time.
All right, well, Graviton is out right now. Rogue moving in with the follow through. They take out 2 immediately. And Naptime's not going to have res up in time to bring them up, so this is going to be a 64 situation for quite a while. Rogue has a huge window of opportunity here to move forward. AKM still holding on to the Death Blossom. Nox not going to have Sound Barrier up for a while, but They're moving in, they're speed boosting, they want to take the 6v4 fight if they can, and look, defense, they are smartly getting out of there. They are evacing, they want full strength. And Mangachu now returning fire with the barrage, takes out Reinforce. Is Unko gonna res right now? No, he's not, because he takes a rocket to the face from Bird. 3, now 4 kills from NG Red. What a response. Rogue was looking for the 6v4. Instead, they got the 6v6 and a barrage right in their face.
That is exactly how you have to deal with Rogue. As I mentioned, an extremely aggressive team. If you can counter their aggression by aggression of your own, make them regret trying to push forward, put them on their back foot, I think that's your best opportunity for success there. They turned that into a 5v6 really quickly, then ended up a full 6v6. Really nice barrage, put some pressure on, able to clean up.
Cam, though, he's speeding to the back line. Here comes the Death Blossom, gets booped back a little bit, does not get all that he's looking for. Still 1-1 in this fight as Bird takes out Tavik taking out Wolf. Hey, Cam's Death Blossom really not doing much there. Really, I gotta say, the movement on NG Red for moving away from that stuff is so good. They do more than what most teams do.
I've got you in my sights.
There we go, Tech Visor is coming in right now from Bird. Bird just looking to throw it in. The Sound Bearer, though, comes out from the offense. Let's get protect him for quite a while. Reinforce certainly looking for an Earth Shatter here. Going to get Earth Shattered first and turned by Chance. Chance leading the way, moving forward, setting up Mangachu and Bird for glory as they get 4 kills between themselves. The barrage in the back, cleaning up Rogue once more.
Well, I mean, really just nice response here. They stabilized, and it was all off the back of trying to get chased down. I mean, there's a point where aggression is, the returns are much less than the risk that you're putting yourself in, and that's exactly what happened the last couple times for this Rogue team. I mean, yes, you could get a couple more picks, but they're gonna respawn quick enough. They're actually there. I mean, I guess it maybe would have won him second. We'll see what this next giant fight leads to, because it's about gonna be time for Reinforce to hit the hammer.
Reinforce got hammered right when he was trying to drop his hammer in the last fight. Chance beating him to the punch just a little bit. Offense right now moving forward. They're looking for an opportunity. They do have the Graviton out. They get 3 people in that Graviton. Wolf, Bird, and Bread Expert, but the Sound Bearer going to save them. Tavik only taking out Bread Expert of the 3. And Halftime's holding on to a res right now, so if anyone else dies, he's going to be able to get that res. So long as he's not one of those people, he rushes in, he gets the res. Tavik with the barrage, though, takes out 2 people right after the res. Naptime, one of the casualties. Rogue right now in the driver's seat. Mangachu, one of the only people left alive. He's not going to have a barrage. So for Rogue, they should be able to finish this out.
They should be able to clean it up. Yeah, Reinforce had a really good opportunity early on when they had a Graviton, had 3 in it. I thought, yes, there's a Sound Barrier, but if you hammer that down, they're going to be on the ground and it'll be worn off by the time you're able to clean it up. He was super patient with it, waited for the Resurrection to come out, then hammered down, got 3 more. That's what really allowed them to clean up that fight afterwards. A very patient play by Reinhardt on Reinforce on Reinhardt. Almost said the other way around. Similar enough.
Well, for Rogue right now, you look at this, they don't even have to get to the end. They just have to get to this yellow square right over here. It's a little bit more lenient than that. Rogue has almost 3 minutes to do it. That equates to 4 push. And here comes AKM to back. Gets booped, but still gets value on the Death Blossom. Killing one directly, doing a lot of damage. 4 kills here for Rogue. And Naptime is still alive. Not anymore. Gets taken down. He didn't have a res anyways, and Rogue should be able to take this there. Rolling. No one's going to get there in time, and Rogue taking King's Row right away from NG Red. On NA servers, too, I might add.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're all playing across continent as well with a little bit of lag, too. Rogue is one of the only European teams left in this tournament. A good display there. I mean, just that unfettered aggression. Yes, they got punished for it once, but if you keep at it, eventually that team's going to crack. And Rogue has been the most aggressive team in all of Overwatch lately. Their first pushes especially, but you can also see just how far they're chasing kills. The best answer is to just kind of come back and try to punish them for it. But, I mean, even if they get punished, they're not going to break their game plan of just going after it. And that is tempered a little bit with just how patient Reinforce plays on his Reinhardt. It is worth noting he rarely charges in out of position. His charges are mostly targeted at the opposing Reinhardt, knowing that if I'm going to die and leave my team without a shield, I'm going to make sure that this other guy doesn't have a shield too. So he's always trading at the very least evenly. His Reinhardt plays super impressive. It has been for a long time.
It's been great Reinhardt play, there's no way about it. And watching Reinhardt battles evolve has been just phenomenal over time. So, and Reinhardt's, I feel like they're more streaky too. Sometimes Reinhardt's have good days, sometimes they have bad days. It's part mood, part reading the other thing. Talking with Reinforce actually the other day, Reinforce mentioned, hey, a lot of Reinhardt v Reinhardt is getting in the other Reinhardt's head. He mentioned some players where he feels like he is just mind game them to a point where he won't lose them. I'm not going to mention that, of course, that would be BM, but let's just say he feels like he has the number of some Reinhardts in this game.
Yeah, I feel like Reinforce and Numlocked both have that kind of mentality going in where we've seen them both time their Earth Shatters to such a high degree that it's that one moment that the opposing Reinhardt's going to hit a Fire Strike, and they know them so well, so in and out in their tendencies that they start the animation for the Earth Shatter before the Fire Strike's coming out, just knowing that timing, and it's led to huge fights for both of them. It has been super impressive, and yeah, it does seem like Reinhardt versus Reinhardt is that mind game. It's fun to watch. We've seen them, like a lot of just huge Reinhardt v Reinhardts lately, take over matches.
Yep, and one thing I want to note here, just as far as the game goes here between both teams, is that the positioning from teams, the reactions to ults going in was just phenomenal on both sides. The part where teams know that things are coming in and you have the full team call saying, back out, Lucio's speed boost goes in, and you really mitigate the effects of things like Death Blossoms and otherwise. Like, sure, there's points where, say, AKM had a Death Blossom, didn't work out, but that was also because NG Red was playing so well around it and taking away situations where normally AKM would have gotten a double or triple kill. But either way, we are ready to go into the next game. It will be Dorado, NG Red, hoping that their chances will be a little bit better here. And should be good to go in just a moment. The start button is being hit. Let us go to Dorado.
Yeah, you are, of course, watching the Beat Invitational. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have a ton of Overwatch for you tonight. We've got 4 best of 5s, I believe. We're only in the second game of it. Of course, I want to thank our sponsors before we move forward. That would be Soylent, Matcherino, PvP Live, and SteelSeries. You know what they all do. Matcherino crowdfunding, Soylent, a nice food product for you. PvP Live, check out your eSports every day. SteelSeries, gamer gear, mice, mouse pads, keyboards, etc. Thank you to them for putting up this prize pool. Without that, we would not be able to get these teams here, provide you guys this great Overwatch action. Dorado, I'm definitely in a Dorado phase again. I mean, it was one of my favorite maps very early on in beta. Then I kind of cheated on it with Hollywood, and Hollywood was my favorite map for a while. I think I'm way back on Dorado. It's been such a fun, dynamic map for us lately, and I think I'm just in love with like the games that have the best second points. And Dorado's second has been really interesting to watch the meta change, the dynamics of teams attacking and defending on it. If we get there, there's just so much to look out for, and it becomes a really interesting point in the game. So definitely in love with Dorado now. What do you see on the defense, EP?
Look at the defense as they roll out here through the Dorado courtyard. It is going to be Tavik on the Pharah, AKM on Roadhog, Wins on the 76, Nox on Lucio, Reinforce on the Reinhardt, and Unco going to be on Mercy. And by the way, I love doing the camera trick where I get out of bounds. Like, look at normally the skybox, it's so limiting. But then, if I just dive into the ocean and clip through areas where the developers didn't intend to, we get the better bird's eye view.
Hackers. Vact. Report for banned.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wolf is going to run this offensive Widow, which I'm super excited for. He's really been stubborn on the Widow, and why not? He's been making it work. Bird is going to be on the offensive 76, nap time, of course, on Mercy. Hopefully, he doesn't run into any resurrection issues on this map. Brett Expert on the Lucio, Chance on Reinhardt, Mangachu on Pharah.
Alrighty, so the offense now is on the way for the side of NG Red. We'll see just what they have in mind, but Wad on Wolf here. Wolf has been really good at getting those early offensive picks, and it's something that really Rogue has to be careful for. He did a lot of work on King's Road. We'll see if he can do that here again. A single pick from Widow is absolutely devastating if you're able to land it, but oftentimes you might not land it because teams are pretty good at playing around it.
Yeah, they definitely see the angle, and they're kind of avoiding it too. They all move forward through the arch because they know that the Widow's peeking right side. So really smart play. I mean, she is kind of changing where they have to play, though. That's why I think Widow is always valuable, sometimes less valuable than others. But AKM takes out Mangachu. That is a huge early pick and to stall this push out.
Yeah, Mangachu is a engine of the DPS here for NG Red. With him down, they're not going to be able to do a lot. Wolf is still looking for pickoffs here, so if he does get one, they'll have a smaller window when Mangachu does get back to the fight, but he has to be careful not to get picked off in turn. Losing Widow is just as devastating as losing anything else, so this is a waiting game. The offense is going to poke in, they're going to wait until they think they have an edge, and then they are going to swarm in together. Oftentimes they'll do it with ults. As you look at this here, Brett Expert about to have the sound barrier. Nox already has his up, though, so next fight could be a very drop-the-beat type of moment.
Chance is in here all alone. He does not get punished for it. Mangachu now in all alone, also not punished for it. Huge Earth Shatter comes out from Reinforce.
Yeah, the Earth Showers are coming down. The Sound Barrier comes out here from the defense. Brett Expert, though, might be able to turn this. Mangachu gets a double kill over the top. The res is up. The Sound Barrier is going to drop here in just a moment for Brett Expert. And there it is. This is a big opportunity now for NG Red. The momentum is in their side. If they get 1 or 2 more kills on this power play, that will be it. Tavik getting taken out from the back. The barrage not super effective. Here comes attack visor from Wins, but could be too little too late as Chance drops the hammer right on the back of his head.
Yeah, Reinforce has missed a couple charges. One of them took him all the way out of the fight. Now he is on the cart, making it up for it as he takes out nap time. The tank play on the cart's going to save it for him.
Yeah, both Reinhardt and Roadhog able to get things in the end. NG Red just split a little bit too many people, but they are coming in with quicker respawns. They're going to keep up the pressure and an immediate barrage right on the Unco, just wanting to be sure. Wolf now off the Widowmaker on the Tracer, going for a little bit more pressure on the point, wanting to harass the backline. And NG Red still with more momentum here, and they're in a great shape to bring this in last point. Rogue will have an opportunity though to deny this.
Yeah, they are going to get in. Wolf came off that Widow to play Tracer because they know that they want to keep the pressure up.
Archshot comes in for Reinforce. Didn't quite get as many as I thought he was going to get. In fact, he gets knocked into the air, taken out by Chance. Goodbye, Reinforce. Chance on the double kill. 3 kills here for NG Red. And they've gotten all they need to get here to get to the checkpoint, and that is going to be that.
You could have an alt stream that is just both Reinhardt cams, and I would watch the heck out of it. It's so fun watching these battles back and forth. Both actually played really sloppy on that first point, missing uncharacteristically several charges, taking themselves out of the fight. One of them worked out serendipitously for Reinforces. He took himself out of the fight, came back, and was one of the only remaining people. They did not account for him. That's when he was swinging the hammer and took out nap time, able to stall out that cart. However, they are now on the second point. Mangachu's going to try to keep hold of this high ground, take some pressure up here. Conversely, the defense is going to try to take the high ground back. This is all about that upper echelon of the church here.
Mangachu right now laying in rocket after rocket, and the offense does have a better position here. The defense was not able to get on the high ground, which you'd usually like to be on in the streets phase. So NG Red, they have a big opportunity. If they keep pushing this forward, they only have 1% on the cart because they want to try and hold this high ground. Sunbear, though, comes out from the defense. They're coming in over the top. Tavik looking for Mangachu, not able to get the pick off, so he's not going to be able to drop a barrage. Still, though, ACAM took out Chance, and they're going to keep things a little bit more stable.
Yeah, they're going to take this ground back. They're going to take high ground away again, too. It's going to be interesting to see if they try to rotate up to it. They are. Reinforced and the other tanks are going to go. They're going to put all 6 up here. Make sure they're going to run their combo to the left side. Make sure there's not any cheeky tactics going on over there. There will be, because that's how NG Red likes to push this point. Bird is going to get back here with this attack visor. They're going to try to split him up and let him clean up. Here it is.
Arrow attack visor right now coming out from the side of Bird, looking for the flank. We see 76 flanks on here all the time. Mangachu able to take out Nox. 2 kills here for NG Red. Wolf getting in the back line with the Tracer.
Goes down.
One of the people they took out early was Unco, so there's not going to be a res here for Rogue. Rogue just getting thoroughly handled right now by NG Red. They got the pickoffs they need to get, and they are going to take the next point.
Yeah, that is a picture-perfect push through there. That's exactly what you want. You wait for your 76 to get his ult up. You take him down the backside. You try to distract up front so that he's just shooting at people's backs. He is able to get a ton of kills. Bird continues, takes on wins. Unco down yet again.
Wolf is being relentless right now in this Tracer, just piling on, moving forward. Rogue needs to fully regroup inside their spawn. This payload is going to get all the way to the last bend here in just a moment. This has been absolutely great from the side of NG Red, and Rogue needs to do something quickly to stop the bleeding.
Well, I mean, to stop the bleeding, they need to stop bleeding. I guess it's as simple as that. They need to stop putting people out here in bad positions to lose it. You can really hold this point back. You don't have to be pushing forward here. They're going to try to make some room. It's a mistake. Nox and Vic get taken out.
Yeah, he goes down immediately. Unco's gonna have to res right now. There's 4 people down. Bring them back up to the fight. He doesn't get to Vik, though. He was not in the res range, so they're gonna do this without him, and this could be a mistake. 3 kills here for NG Red. Bird about to drop the tack visor in just a moment. He's got things in his sight. He feels victory in his grasp as he's gonna move right over here, laying in the shots. There's no shield tank to deal with this. Mercy barely escaping with her life. And I don't know at all about that ult from Tavik. That was panic ult 101, and just like that, round 1 is over. 3:14 remaining on the clock. What a time.
Yeah, it's what, shy of 6 minutes on the full push. That's pretty good for Dorado. That is, what, a push of 5:46?
That's 5:46, yeah.
Dorado's a pretty long map. It's hard to complete even at some times, so that is an excellent push. They did not get stalled out at one of the hardest places to push. It's just his second point, which we've seen teams stall out before. Last, also not easiest to push, but I think Rogue kind of gifted them last there. They didn't need to push the pressure the way that they did. They got punished for it immediately at a moment where it looked like they could have stabilized a little bit, but they went forward. Tavik was way far forward, so much so that you mentioned it. He wasn't in the resurrection area too. That's how you know how far forward they were. I think every time time that Rogue has been too aggressive, they've been punished for it by NG Red. They might have to adjust. It's not their style to adjust that way, but they've been getting absolutely brutalized in some of these, and it's a team of NG Red's caliber. You can't afford more than one mistake, and they've given them more than one mistake a couple times here. So that's going to be a hard offense to match. We'll see if they can do it.
It's a quick time, there's no doubt about it. NG Red has given themselves every possible tool here for victory. And looking at this NG Red squad as they come out here on the defense, it's going to be Bird on the 76, Nap Time on Mercy, Chant on the Reinhardt, Mangachu going to be on the Pharah, Wolf on the Roadhog, and Bread Expert going on the Symmetra. So we don't always see Symmetra here, but she does come out every now and then. And the Teleporter could be a huge impediment to Rogue if they're not successful on their first offensive push.
Yeah, this is kind of 50-50 for me, because at one point they know that they have to only just slow them down, right? So if they can just slow them down here and there, that'd be great. So a good hold on first would be great. However, if the first push is really successful for the offense, then they're in a world of hurt, as this Symmetra is not all that valuable unless that Telly comes up. We'll see if it works out for him. Pretty typical offense coming out here from Rogue, except Reinforce is actually on the Roadhog. No shield tank for him, so they're going to go with pretty much high damage tanks here. See if it works out for him.
Yeah, no shield tank, that's a little bit rough. We'll see if it's actually the right move. I think they're not really afraid of Rogue busting out a Widowmaker or anything like that, so they're sort of gambling and saying, look, we're not that worried about your poke. Unfortunately, though, it's going to create a lot of opportunities. So, I don't know, we'll see. Either way, looking here at the defense moving forward. And they're just holding on right now, offense looking for the right opportunity to poke right in.
Well, they're taking a ton of orbs. Like, they've all eaten on an orb or two. Bread Expert already at 80%, so they're going to try to push in before he gets that teleporter up. If they do push in his left side, they're going to hit his washing machines over here. That car washing effect on Nox.
Devik going in over the top. Looking for a getter. AKM taking out Wolf in a flash. So that's one quick kill here for Rogue. They're looking for Mangachu. The barrage right into Devik's face. Takes him out. Gets reinforced before going down himself. Rez coming out here from the defense. Back and forth as the offense is making their moves. Zarya not going to eat that charge right away. It's right back and forth, but NG Red is in a pretty good position here. Sound Barrier, though, comes out from Rogue. They're going to try and do something as AKM does have the Sound Barrier. Goes down anyways. Very back and forth right now on the point, and if NG Red can hold.
I mean, it's worth noting that that's what you're giving up by taking the teleporter, because it's usually you either run a Symmetra or a Lucio, so they're going to have Sound Barrier opportunities on you. You have to know to disengage from that. They do reinforce off of this teleporter, which has been up for a bit.
Yeah, the reinforcements from the teleporter are turning this fight, though. It has been up for a while. They are swarming back in. It's been rough. It's been very back and forth as Rogue has been keeping on the pressure. Devik with the barrage takes out both Nap Time and Wolf and Bird. It's a triple kill for Devik. And even with the reinforcements coming off the teleporter, that should be enough for Rogue to take this point.
Yeah, in fact, reinforcements should not be coming out of that teleporter anymore. Would be a bad idea. I think they used the charges anyway, or it got taken out, so good for them that they're not losing even more on there. But look at this aggressive posturing here. AKM's going to hide in this corner, I think. We've seen it work. We've seen IDDQD do this.
Alrighty, so they're getting right into it. Bird goes down, though, right away. Or Devik goes down from Bird. AKM gets the back, taking out Nap Time. So that is one way of stalling out this push to some extent. They're not going to be able to have a res anytime soon.
They just didn't check that corner. Again, it's Dorado and Reaper corners. They go hand in hand. There's so many of them they utilize. I'm just stunned people don't flick the mouse. Check that corner. Do you not watch VODs?
Both teams are saying right now, Rogue trying to keep the momentum that they have. Reinforce was able to get Bird. Oh my goodness. Devik way up in the air right now looking for Mangachu. Mangachu backing up. Still scary anytime Devik is shooting rockets at you in a situation like this, but he's going to eat a rocket of his own. Reinforce under the bottom, takes out Mangachu. 2 kills here from AKM. And Rogue now doing pretty good as they move forward. Devik looking for the pickoff from the Mercy, not going to get it.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, there's no way they're going to be able to reinforce this. Maybe they're going to try to come up through this stairwell. I would not advise it as Devik is raining damage boosted rockets down on it. Now this point is going to get captured. They're too far. I don't know why you're going to fight out here, Wolf.
I'm not sure, but it's too late. Rogue has already gotten the point. They get 2 extra kills because they just dove onto it when they didn't need to. They have a miscommunication there from NG Red, and Rogue right now, time-wise, they still have about 2.5 minutes left to go forward here. They can chain a few more kills. They will absolutely be able to beat this time as Devik and AKM get right into the back line. This is pretty rough for NG Red. Their initial attack was really good, but Rogue's attack right now is setting an even quicker time.
Yeah, about 2 minutes left to finish out this map. They just took nap time on this push, so now they just have all the ground to work with, everything they want. They've already taken the high ground away. There's another corner hide from AKM.
This is just the Reaper thing, because he doesn't have Death Blossom up yet, but one shot should be able to give it to him. Looking for the McCree, not able to get, but oh my goodness, he had to reload. He almost had 76 dead to rights. Instead, Bird turns the tables, takes him out. 4 kills now from NG Red, turning it back, right back around with the aid of Wolf. Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, they
back the other way.
Yeah, they just completely flipped that fight around. I had no idea that I think it was a little over aggressive actually by AKM. I think he could have sat that corner. At some point, they were going to rotate up through there. You didn't need to really engage. They were so far back on the stairs, you could have just taken your free push. I don't know why that Rogue pushed the issue. It's been kind of an issue for them all night, just pushing things when they don't have to get pushed. So now they're going to come in through the high ground on the right. About a minute left to finish this map.
AKM does have Death Blossom at the ready. Ate up too much poke though, can't go for it right away. Still gonna go to the back, but gets taken by Wolf. That was a little bit over aggro. First pick to NG Red. Note that Uncoast on the back still has res, and he's gonna have to blow it here in just a moment as this team is absolutely getting demolished. Sound barrier out right after the res, so Rogue trying to make this their opportunity. But NG Red just with way better positioning right now, even despite the sound barrier. They got nothing off of it. Tavik gets immediately gunned down. Wolf with the follow through, and that is going to be it. NG Red pushes them back once more, and time-wise, there's only 40 seconds left, so I'm not really sure if there's time left for Rogue to take this, especially given the fact that the only ult they have is Death Blossom.
It's gonna be close. I mean, they have to go for it. There's not much to work with here. Maybe Winds will get a Deadeye through, not exactly the ult you want to be able to try to break a point, but maybe just speed boost in, hope for a miracle Q off for AKM.
I think that's pretty much what they're doing. They do speed boost in. AKM looking for anything. Might be able to take out Megachu there. Does not get, but does get Wolf. Goes for the barrage, or Death Blossom gets absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, though, time has expired. Our timer on the screen is a few seconds slow. And if it wasn't, they weren't going to get there in time, so over just like that. That is going to be NG Red evening the score 1-1. This is a best of 5 series, so we have potentially 3 maps left in this series alone.
Yeah, de facto best of 3 now. We'll see where Rogue wants to take us here. Or NG Red, rather, wants to take us. So we're left between Hollywood, Lijiang Tower, and Numbani. NG Red says they need a few minutes here. Bird says he needs
to tell my mom. Yeah. Oh man, there's someone actually on one of the pro player channels saying, will we ever have a series where a team doesn't need to take a break in between maps? Thank you, Bird. You have ruined it for the series. But it's still okay. It's completely understandable. Hey, look, so long as people aren't running to the bathroom after every map, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, we've come a long way in esports, where it's kind of rare now where teams have to go between every single map. Once in a while, it happens. Sometimes people need a moment or two. This set is everything I expected it to be. It's so close back and forth. Some, small mistakes on one side or the other, but I think that's just going to happen just given the nature of how Rogue plays. They can force you into mistakes. Some of their stuff that their overextension is kind of by design either going to be punished or going to win you a map. It's just a high risk kind of thing. It's their style, which is, I mentioned the last several days, I really enjoy watching Rogue play. They do things a little bit differently. They don't run completely standard, especially on offense. Maybe at one of these points we'll see kind of their absolute blitzkrieg offense where they don't run a mercy. They jump in as hard as possible just to take down the opposing mercy. They've been running like really cool stuff lately, and Bird is back, not even 2 minutes. We are going to Hollywood as the next map.
Hollywood going to be the next map. Pretty much standard stuff here. Kings Road, Dorado, Hollywood. Probably the 3 most played payload maps at the moment. And it's not going to end there. You look at what else is in the pool. Lijiang and Numbani are both in the pool as well. So my guess is that we'll probably go to Lijiang for map number 4, regardless of who loses. But after that, we could have Lijiang to decide it all if both teams take one of the 2 next maps.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Lijiang because of the fact that I think that We don't see a lot of Pharah in King of the Hill. I think that Tavik would run Pharah on it. I mean, he ran it earlier today in King of the Hill in a different tournament. You just don't see a ton of Pharah on Koth. I mean, yes, one hero limit, you will see it more often, but it's still a little bit one of those kind of picks because she's just so exposed on a lot of maps that I think it would be really exciting to see that there. And Lijiang is a phenomenal King of the Hill map. It'd be fun to go to. And also, it would mean that we're definitely probably going to a 5th match. So any more Overwatch is always good in my book.
Alright, so Hollywood has been queued up. Still waiting for Bird to return to the lobby, but once Bird is here, we are going to be good to go. It's going to be map number 3 on Hollywood. Both teams tied 1-1, and Rogue is going to be on the offense first.
Yeah, Bird did return, then Mangachu accidentally got kicked from the lobby. He is a little upset about that. Says, what the heck? And now we just need NG Red to decide their side. Okay, so they're going to play defense. Is NG Red first? Yeah, we're definitely ready.
So letting them know we are ready, we're going to get this going, and this has been a great set so far. Really, I have no idea who's going to win this here, or even really who the favorite, because we saw some really good stuff coming out from Rogue, some really good stuff coming out from NG Red. I almost feel like this is a pick'em.
Yeah, like I said, I can flip a coin, and then either one would make sense to me. I can make an argument for both teams. NG Red has been playing probably the best they've ever played in Overwatch in the recent days, despite a loss to Envious and a loss to Code 7 last night. They're not getting dominated by any team. They're hanging with everyone. I still think that map win on Envious is one of the pinnacles of Overwatch. We've seen it a while. Envious doesn't really lose maps, so we're going to see Envious later tonight as well. And Rogue has been playing just a different style than other people have, and it's been working out for them, especially in Europe. They've been on an absolute tear. I think their only loss in recent days is to Reunited, and probably before that to Envious as well. So they've been playing great. We're going to get into it on Hollywood. And yeah, we're at a best of 3 now.
So we are going to get things going here. The start button is going to be pressed. The Hollywood music will be in play. I'll just see what both these teams have in store for us now.
Welcome to
All right, Hollywood. Well, I mean, this is a map we could see some more Widow play on. Wolf has been not hesitant to run that Widow at all, especially if you get to 2nd stage here. And this also might be a map where, if they're on the offense, they might run Merciless. It does not look like they're queuing up to that Merciless offense right now, but it looks like they are going to be maybe a little more aggressive. You can really just tell how Rogue is going to play first points based on what Reinforce is playing. If he's on Reinhardt, they're going to kind of slow push it, play the poke game, wait it out for ults, and then one giant charge. If he's on Winston, they're looking to get there right away. Now, Reinforce, if he stays on this Winston, is going to try to jump the back line and jump on Bird, who is playing the 76 on defense. What's the rest of that last
Well, speaking of the defense and looking at what they're setting up on, pretty standard stuff coming out. Sadly, for fans of the Trash Mouse, Junkrat himself, he will not be in play. NG Red does not run the Junkrat on defense anymore for Hollywood, but they will have Bread Expert here on the Lucio, Bird on the 76, Naptime on Mercy, Mangachu going to be on the Pharah, Chance on Reinhardt, and Wolf on Reaper. It's interesting how Lucio comes in and out of defenses based on the map and just based on effectively what week it is. Sometimes he's there, sometimes you go, maybe don't want it. But teams definitely valuing the defensive sound barrier a little bit more in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so powerful. That's the one thing that maybe people forget about when you're running this Symmetry. Yes, teleporters are great. Yes, shields are fine, but sound barrier is so big. If you think you're going to be forced into a giant team fight early on and not a poke battle, which has kind of been Rogue's MO, I think you definitely want to be running a Lucio rather than a Symmetra there, as they're just going to try to fight as quick as possible. Now, Reinforce is on that Reinhardt's here. That might be a clue that they're going to go a little bit slower. Wins is going to take Zarya. Tavik is going to be on Pharah, AKM on Reaper, Unco, Mercy, Nox on Lucio.
Alrighty, so offense is on its way here for Rogue, and Rogue, they're not going to waste too much time. If they feel they have even a slight edge, they're going to rush right onto the point. Reinforce continually making forward progress as the poke battle continues to be getting hit a little bit from the poke. Has to be careful. Now moving to the back, looking perhaps again the cafe. Works his way around, and now 76 on sights, going to cause Bird to go a little bit further back. Wolf is taken out as first pick of the game, but Bird immediately retaliates. Both teams down their Reaper. And Mangachu now coming in over the top, going to get taken out. This is a bloodbath right now on the point, Hex.
And the fight is taking place in such a weird spot. So you're way back in this corner. Eventually, Naptime gets taken down by Tavik. That is a really bad sign for NG Red on this defense. They are now outnumbered as 4-2. Their reinforcements are going to come here quicker on offense. This should be Rogue's first cap.
Tavik effectively getting a triple kill towards the end, and even if they had lost a few people, they would have had a res that the defense wouldn't have had. Oh my goodness, Wolf getting drilled from long-range rocket, has to get out immediately. But still, there's going to be a very quick first cap coming out from the side of Rogue. And Rogue looking good to start Hollywood. They're also contesting the rooftops right now, which is super important.
Yeah, they've already taken rooftops, but you see also just by Unco just kind of crouch walking up there, staying behind the second pillar, that he's just trying to avoid a potential Widow, which has been a staple of NG Red's Hollywood defense.
Well, both teams losing their mercies there in the flash, but the offense gained more kills. Here comes the Graviton. Will there be a barrage? Tavik doesn't even need to drop a barrage there. We'll take out the Lucio without it. Rogue adding on a few more kills, and since both teams are down mercy, works out for them.
They have to concede a ton of ground here. Mangachu needs to get out, get all the way back. He is picked off very late.
The Veek is having himself a game right now and a half. The defense, though, they do have ults to really turn this back in their favor. They're going to be able to Sound Barrier. They're going to be able to barrage. They have Earth Shatter as well, so the offense can't get too overconfident. Of course, the offense also has that. Look at Chance. Chance, he's flanking here on this Reinhardt as suddenly Death Blossom coming in from Maycam takes out Nap Time, but he's going to be dead. There's not going to be a res up here for the side of the defense, whereas Unco doesn't have the res up now. But oh no, it gets taken up by Mangachu. Mangachu just gets rid of the problem. So back and forth right now between both teams, but the defense is going to be able to restabilize. The early Mercy pick not doing that much to them.
These fights have taken place in the weirdest spots so far in this map. In the back corner on first, on the big pack second, elevator on second, just odd places to fight. Defense has stabilized though off of Mangachu's barrage onto the Mercy, which was absolutely clutch. They put themselves in that weird position though. I don't know what they were going for that flank, and if they're going for that flank, they need to have eyes on the rooftop. They didn't at all. That's what cost Naptime his life.
The thing that sucks there is that Nox was taken out towards the very end of that fight. That staggers to death and makes it that much longer for the offense to reset up. Of course, Nox is back up right now. Defense still with a pretty big ult advantage. They're going to be able to attack Visor, Sound Barrier into this. Offense is going to be able to do somewhat of the same, but here come the Sound Barriers from both sides. Everyone's dropping the beat, but Bird immediately punishing Tavik. He goes down. Down goes Unco. Their attempt of taking the roof completely unsuccessful as Bird right now coming in. Maybe he's going to use attack Visor. Maybe not. Doesn't need to. They really just apply pressure and send the offense all the way back.
And the cart fight was just dominated by Chance, who hit a 4-man Earth Shatter, is able to take out his opposing number at the end of that fight, charging Reinforce into the wall. Now we do see a small switch up. AKM does come up onto the McCree. Tavik is now on a Tracer. Wins going up onto the Winston as well. So it's some huge switch ups. Tavik, yeah, this makes a little more sense. I think he's a better Genji than he is a Tracer. He can play them both phenomenally, but I think Genji's a better choice for this map point right where they are. Also with Wolf on Widow, I think it's also a better call.
So defense pretty poised right now. They still have res up. They have Tac Visor and Barrage. And offensive Rogue really stalling out after what was a very good opening push. Tavik now, of course, no longer the Pharah on the Genji. Looks for a little bit of poke. AKM is just getting blown up right now by Bird. Only getting saved by the Winston Shield towards the end. Tac Visor should be on the way here in just a moment as AKM goes down. Mangachu with the Barrage over the top takes out two. And this is still good for the defense. They've maintained positioning even as the offense dives in. It makes it a lot more likely that they're going to win this fight as Tavik, that's not going to work. Eats the rifle butt to the face. Look at Bird. Bird has just been able to do whatever he has wanted here in this fight. AKM, though, does take out Wolf. The offense is starting to take a little bit more control. The Earth Shatter completely wasted by Chance. And I feel like Bird should have used Attack Fires a little bit earlier right now. It comes out late. He has Winston in his face. He's going to juggle against the corner. Now he's going to go down, and Rogue pulling this out. In the end, they are starting to take control of this. NG Red's going to have to just stream onto point, but it's going to be too little too late.
Yeah, they're just going to play defense here at this next point. Some quality switch-ups on both sides are happening here. Mangachu is off of that Pharah. He's now back onto the Pharah. He was just Winston for a little bit, which was an interesting call. I think it was mostly to try to deal with Tavik on Genji. So now they're going to hold all the way back. I really think teams should be just looking at trying to hold all the way back here. I think the defender's advantage is so strong on the very last point here. I've seen more teams not get in trouble trying to fight in this hallway.
And well, Tavik right now does have Dragon Blades up for the next fight. Rogue with a big opportunity now as they move forward. They have a lot of ults to their name. Earth Shadow, of course, could set up the Dragon Blade, but so will Sound Barrier, and that's what you're going to see here. Nox is going to drop the beat, and Tavik's going to go immediately in with this Dragon Blade. So here it is. He's breaking it down. Tavik coming up the Dragon Blade. Getting right to the back line, looking for McCree. The Sound Barrier on the defense, though, makes it so he does not get as much as he wants. The defense actually countering 2 kills of their own. And they're handling this very well. It was a well-timed sound barrier. Rez does come up, but look at the defensive positioning. Things are going well. Mangachu right now looking for Tavik in the back. Tavik having the run away. Oh my goodness, the deflect kill is real, and Rogue is not out of this just yet, although that Earth Shatter is going to spell doom. Chance at the 3-person Earth Shatter, and they will clean that up.
Chances are one of the best games I've ever seen him have. He is definitely out Reinhardting right now, Reinforce. Reinforce missed his Earth Shatter completely earlier in that fight. Chance with another huge Earth Shatter to top on to his earlier one. We mentioned that Reinhardt battles, if one of them is going to win, the other one has to be losing it. It's definitely been Chance all the game this game.
Alright, so offensive Road coming in. This is probably their second to last push. They don't have a whole lot of ults here, so for them, at the very least, if they get charge up ults and drain perhaps the Barrage and Deadeye, it would be good for them in this fight. So if that's what they do. Road coming in. Here comes the Barrage going right in on Winston. Primal Rage, no more. He is taken out. First kill here to NG Red. Reinforce, way out position, gets taken out as well. A double kill. Unco going to be looking for Rez here in just a second if he's able to get it. He's actually going to get knocked back.
Should be able to clutch it out, though. Unco's so close to getting this. 100% dies at 100.
That 1% is always the worst, and unfortunately he's not able to get the Rez. And Rogue going to get pushed right back. So
yeah.
The problem for them is that they didn't really drain as much ult-wise as they would like. In fact, I'd say the defense is in a better ult position. Sure, Mangachu and Wolf did use their ults, but Mangachu 35% of the way, and McCree gets ult really fast too, so.
Yeah, it's going to be close, but they do switch off on some heroes. Wins is going to go in the Roadhog instead, so Vic comes up as Soldier 76. Nox is going to have Sound Barrier. This fight should commence rather shortly.
Nox is going to open a Sound Barrier, but Bread Expert is going to be able to immediately retaliate with a Sound Barrier of his own, so. Offense right now, they're getting drilled from long range. Reinforce in particular is taking the brunt of this at the moment. Oh. They need to make a move sooner rather than later. Reinforce is going to die for free, and Reinforce getting knocked down. He does die for free. Unco, are you going to be able to save your team off of this? He's weighing it right here. 4 people are down. 4 people are coming back up. Nox is going to drop the beat. Here comes Rogue trying to make the most of this.
Yeah, Brad Expert died, so they're not going to be able to counter Sound Barrier either. Naptime is going to have to resurrect just Bird and Wolf. If Brad Expert does come down, he's got the Sound Barrier now after being resurrected.
It's still a good look here for Rogue. Rogue has the numbers advantage. They've gotten enough picks off of the Res Sound Barrier, and they are going to take this fight. This is too late here for NG Red to bring back, but they definitely made Rogue take a lot of time to actually take this.
Yeah, only 30 seconds left. That is 8.5 minutes to finish out Hollywood.
A lot of time for NG Red on their attack.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, Chance got the better half of that. There was a really nice res at the end to bring them back up. Res into Sound Barrier. It's the support combo as old as times. Yeah, you just killed us. Now you have to kill us twice, and we have double the health. Works really well. And then, you know, post-resurrection fights are where games are won loss, and they definitely won the post-resurrection fight, forcing out the res from Naptime in a really rough position, only able to bring back a couple. Bread Expert was one of those people who died early, so his team didn't have the Sound Barrier until later. They had already lost the numbers game at that point, so kind of just a little bit of a, I mean, it wasn't really a mistake on either side. It's just that's kind of Rogue handled it better. And you mentioned it.
Yeah, Rogue was able to handle it better, and it's one of those things where it is good if you can wait to use a Sound Barrier until after Resurrection. It's sort of the things here where if you use Sound Barrier at the beginning, you can be very aggressive, but you run the risk of it getting run out. If you use Sound Barrier as a way of bringing up the res towards the end, that can be a great turnabout in the fight, but you run the risk, of course, of Mercy dying before you get the Sound Barrier off. Luckily for Rogue, Unco was able to stay alive and was able to turn that in his favor. However, since we're speaking of Unco, look at the defense as it comes out from Rogue. It's going to be Reinforced on the Reinhardt, Unco on Mercy, Tavik on the Pharah, AKM on the Roadhog, Wind on the 76, and Nox going to be on the Junkrat. So Junkrat defense will be coming out here from the side of Rogue.
Yeah, and just as we talk about that super importance of Lucio and Sound Barriers, they're choosing to run a single support on this defense, rather going with the damage of Junkrat instead of Nox's Lucio. An interesting call. It's a lot is on the shoulders of Unco here. Now offensively, they're going to run Bread Expert on their own Lucio. Naptime will be playing support, so double support there as he's on Mercy. Chance, of course, on Reinhardt. Mangachu will play Pharah. Bird, no doubt he's on 76. And Wolf, you know, probably their most versatile player who switches most heroes, is going to be running the offensive Genji.
And what they're going to be looking for here, they're not actually running Winston with this Genji, so it's not going to be quite as good as getting to the cafe and taking out either the Mercy or the 76, but Wolf will be looking to build up his ult. We'll be looking for the early Dragon Blade if he can get it. And you look at the offense right now, the offense taking a swing around the backside. They might not all go up here. This is where they'll usually flank around. As you take a look here, you have Mangachu actually coming from the other side, looking for the flank. And this is just where the offense is going to probe for weakness. And if they find something, they're all going to go in at the same time.
Yeah, kind of this slow push here. This is how the fight happened last time over in this back corner here.
Oh, Tavik, though, with the answer. Mangachu went for the poke over the top, was immediately taken out in the fair v fair battle. Wolf takes it right back, though, takes out Reinforce, so a little bit back and forth right now. The offense with 2 kills to start this out. Tavik, one of the only people left. He's not able to get nap time before Bird takes him out. That's huge. Nap time is still alive as a result. Wolf now coming out the Dragon Blade, looking to slice and dice any survivors, looking for Reinforce. It's 1 or 2 more shots for that. Sound barrier is already out. This is looking pretty good for the offense, NG Red. Only a few people left here for the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Wolf is able to get a couple more kills late there, reinforcing on Tavik with the hero mode, trying to bring that back kind of barrage. I mean, he was in a rough position anyway. He wasn't going to get out of there regardless of what happened. So the barrage there is not the worst thing in the world. He was trying to get rid of the opposing Mercy there, unable to do it. But now look how far forward they are. Points not even capped yet. Mangachu and Naptime are up top here. They're trying to spawn camp. Bird gets a little too aggressive, gets camped by Tavik, who's coming out of spawn.
Yeah, and here's the thing, Wolf, oh my goodness, Tavik with the big mid-air rocket takes out Nap Time. It's a double kill here for Tavik. So defensive Rogue is going to get a chance to fully reset up here. Worth knowing though that Wolf no longer on the Genji, going for McCree on this stage. I actually thought I was going to switch Widow, but going for McCree instead is able to just snipe down Unco. Earthshower comes down from the side chance, doesn't really get a whole lot, but Mangachu with the fall through over the top, takes out Reinforce, and Wolf with another pick off on McCree. 3 kills here for NG Red, make it 4, and they're just chaining Rogue deaths here. Bad times for Rogue, and they're going to give up a whole lot of space here on Hollywood.
Yeah, they won the ground fight so hard that they did not have to try to switch into anything to take over the roost. Mangachu stayed alive during most of that, able to kind of just dominate the skies. They are going to try to come out here and oppose this second point. An interesting switch. Tavik was on the Tracer, Kim's up on 76 instead. Chance of the preemptive charge hits a dumpster. Literally a dumpster.
Hopefully now going to the back, looking for the pickoff on ACAM. That Winston will be going down. Not sure if the barrage was super needed there, but it's still not bad for NG Red. They're going to be a little bit more aggressive now in the cart. They do have sound barrier that they can drop at a moment's notice. And not even hit those. Bird got set back, took out a Reinforced. Down goes Unco, and this is going to be a really good attack here for NG Red. They didn't even need their ults, and oh my goodness. This is bad for us.
Yeah, I've been kind of confused about how they're using their barrages to take out Winston, which they have recently, but I think part of it was to try to prevent this Primal Rage from stalling out. Part of it is just trying to win fights by taking advantage. When you know you can get a kill, take the kill. That's how they're playing it. They don't really care about stacking ultimates, saving ultimates. They just want to take uneven fights all throughout. They think they can win those situations or setting themselves up to always take those fights.
Oh, Bird falling through here as Rogue tried to get back in. They're just getting picked apart by the hit scan classes of NG Red right now. Kill after kill for Bird and Wolf respectively. They're going to get to this point, and time-wise, Hex, they have almost 5 full minutes to go from here to the end. Rogue is going to have to dig deep if they win this, and look at this. El Presidente bashing himself coming out right now for the side of NG Red.
Yeah, they were going to set him up on the card. They realized how slow that the limo moves, so they're going to think twice of it. Unfortunately, there is not going to be a Bastion push out here. Mangachu was momentarily on a Tracer. He did a lot of work done on it. Got the false bomb in earlier. No Bastion. Sad times. Mangachu going to play boring old Pharah.
Well, here comes NG Red. I actually think they could have stuck with the Bastion Gambit just because they do have a whole lot of time. And oh no, not like this. Wolfgang charged right to the back by Reinforce. Reinforce, though, in kind of a bad situation because of it. He is immediately punished for that charge. And now, I'm not sure that's worth. Rogue is without a shield tank for a while, and that's not a good thing against Bird.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this was one of Chance's best maps that he's played in a while. It's the best I've seen him play. Conversely, it's just about as bad as I've seen Reinforce play in a while.
Wolf able to take out Tavik with the aid of Bird right there. And this is big. They're able to chain the deaths. They force out the res really early. Earth Shatter comes down. There's not the immediate fall through for it, though they do lose 1. And look at this. They have a great chance here for a res to bring up the fall, and they will have a numbers advantage. They go for this. So long as Naptime doesn't die, res is going to come up here. It didn't get Bread Expert, though. This is where perhaps he's going to be angry over the res bugs. But Tavik goes down. Dragon Blade not a success. The flashbang super, super effective as Bird now running through with the attack visor once again, applying the pressure to Rogue. NG Red, if they can just get 1 or 2 more kills, this is going to be it. Unco in the back, almost going down the Bird.
Dragon
Big
Blade
Dragon Blade again from Tavik. He lost it early in the last time, going for it again. Soundberry giving a little bit of trouble, and Bird takes him out. Bird is having none of anything that Tavik is serving. 2 kills here for the side of NG Red, make it 3, and Hex is looking very good for them right now.
Yeah, they're gonna get resurrected, but they're not anywhere near the cart.
So not only do they get to the cart, but I'm not sure what was going on with the Reinhardt's there in the end. Chance chasing right after Reinforce, bound together by fate.
That's Reinhardt v. Reinhardt, man. Everything else is inconsequential. The other 5 people might not exist unless the other Reinhardt's dead. Then they matter.
All right, well, that's going to be NG Red going up in the series 2-1. Next map will be the choice of Rogue. We'll see if they bring us to Lijiang or Numbani. My bet would be on Numbani, but you never know. The way these payload maps are going, maybe they want to go Lijiang first. Yeah. Either way, they have to win both, so it doesn't really matter too much.
I mentioned Reinforce had a little bit of a rough game there, and it's not really his fault at all. The NG Red put so much focus on breaking down his shields. I mean, when they were on defense, that's all that Bird was doing was peppering down the Reinforced shield, and they got it down a couple times. That's what led to a lot of those really clutch Earth Shatters from Chance. And on offense there, towards the end, they were still focusing Reinforce's shield so they could get Deadeyes off. They were jumping, they were dropping Fan the Hammers onto it whenever they could. Whenever Bird wasn't directly targeting someone's head, generally it was Tavik's on his Genji, he was just going after Reinforce's shield. So, I mean, whenever it looks like one person's having a good game or a bad game, you can just kind of extrapolate that out as a whole team effort to make that person either look good or bad. There, it was his shield was like one of the main focuses of NG Red's efforts.
I think teams are getting better about focusing the shield when it counts because, again, the shield shuts down so many things in terms of poke and whatnot. Like, you look at 76, for example. Tech Visor, when a Reinhardt is out of the picture, either his shield is broken or he is dead. Much, much more effective than when people can just sort of take cover behind a Reinhardt shield. And by the way, I gotta say, my favorite comment from chat right now by far was someone had the comment of, quote, Mr. Destructoid, Bastion, or Omnic Crisis. Mr. Destructoid, the threats are real. Oh my goodness.
That's pretty good. I mean, everyone loves a Bastion. I mean, even I love a Bastion. I don't like playing against it, but I love watching it.
I think it could have worked out there, too. I don't think Rogue would have really expected it for the first charge, and even if it didn't work, NG Red had so much time to play with. Why not go with something gutsy and a little bit unexpected towards the end? Worst case scenario, you have 4 minutes to work with.
I think had the limo been moving and the door opened a little quicker, you wouldn't have seen like the kind of angry waiting game that happened, because he's set up on top of the limo, then he's like, oh, I forgot, this thing's slow as heck, so he just jumped off it and went to switch. I think, you know, had it already been in motion, he might have stuck with it.
Here's a real question, though. Naptime is saying he only needs 30 seconds to use the bathroom. Do you think he can wash his hands in those 30 seconds?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a real Dan's game moment for the chat, but I don't know. I'm looking at that. The time just does not add up unless he's going to claim that he just quickly spritzed some hand sanitizer on the way.
Who are we to judge?
All we can do is judge.
I mean, that is kind of our whole thing here, isn't it? As casters, our entire existence is based to judge.
All right, so hopefully Naptime will be back soon. Again, I'm questioning whether or not he actually washed his hands, but hey, it's his mouse and keyboard, not mine. So waiting here on the side, and we'll be good to go here in just one moment.
Yep. So.
And for NG Red, they were content defending first last time, so they might just defend first here. Have to see.
Which map are we going to? I forgot. I don't think it's Numbani.
It is Numbani.
It is Numbani? All right, well,
yes.
For some reason, I thought it was Gibraltar. Maybe I'm just been obsessed with Gibraltar a little bit lately, too.
You've been obsessed with Gibraltar. The last 2 maps are Numbani and Lijiang Tower. Okay. So Numbani, we get to sell out. We get to talk about the legendary organic oil, or at least I get to put the camera there. There's nothing you guys can do about it. Ad block will not save you now. Legendary oil in 2013 or 2030.
I mean, it is like interesting moment. You mentioned if you thought that when there's those giant tournaments, when they do fly-throughs of this map, and will they do custom graphics for, like, you know, Intel sponsoring the Omnic Crisis on these banners here. The moment after you said that, I got a tweet from Reunited. It was one of their highlight videos, which they do every month. You guys should check them out. They're edited amazingly well. They're one of the few competitive bits of content that get upvoted on the main subreddit. So Reunited does amazing highlight videos, so I'll give them a plug there. But on they did the intro on Numbani, and it was like Reunited's logo on the Numbani banner. So that it's been done. It's been a thing.
Alrighty, so we are getting into the next map right now. Will be Numbani. Apparently we got a local chat. Hello all, how's it going? If there was ever a hey guys moment. But will be NG Red here on the defense. And True to my promise, I am selling out. X, you can't see it, but let you know the camera is directly where it needs to be. But take a look here at the defense for NG Red as they roll out. Nothing too crazy coming out. No Bastions, no Torbjorns, no Maze, which have been known to show up on defense in the Bonnie. NG Red is playing this about as normal as you can. Chance is going to be in the Reinhardt. Red Expert going to be on the Lucio. Bird on the 76. Wolf on McCree. Mangachu going to be in the Roadhog. And Naptime, the final piece here on the Mercy.
Well, we had the pleasure earlier today of doing some of the ESL qualifiers, and we jumped into a game with Rogue on Numbani. And this is what they were running, and they ran it all the way through into a sub 3-minute time on Numbani. It was, of course, Unco on Mercy, Wins on McCree, Reinforce on Reinhardt, Nox on Lucio, all very standard things. AKM, of course, going to be on Reaper. Then you got Tavik is going to run Bastion. And yes, they're absolutely going to run this. They did it earlier to great success. You come in through the stairs, you get him set up on the high ground. Reinforce keeps the shield in front of him the entire time. You dominate the point, wreck everything, jump on the cart, never get off the cart, destroy everything. Omnic Crisis.
All right, well, fans of El Presidente, be pleased because Tavik is here on this Bastion. They are rolling forward, and this is either going to work really quickly or fail really quickly. There's not much in between.
They know it's coming. Look at Mangachu. He's ready for it.
Oh my goodness, immediately Bastion getting thrown into the dumpster. That's 5 quick kills for NG Red. Like I said, it was going to be quick either way, and it was quick for the defense. Blink and the fight is over.
I feel like NG Red has some pretty good scouting. They always have a pretty good game plan based on what team they're playing against. Now, I've talked to them about some of their strategies on certain teams, and they're just absolutely right. Like, this is how you beat this team, this is how you beat this team, this is how you beat this team. So I feel like they definitely watched some tape, so that they were definitely prepared for the Rogue Bastion strat. They're going with it again. They're going for it.
Okay, second time is a charm, but do they know Chance already got Earth Shatter up? Hammer getting dropped down, doesn't get much. I'm not even sure it got anyone.
Oh, Reinforce got his shield up there. Really nice positioning by him.
All right, Tavik getting way more value here. The beat boop is real, does go down towards the end, so perhaps not quite as much as looking for. 3 kills here from NG Red.
Congrats.
Bastion, you got 1 kill, but it's probably gonna be as Reinforce charging just to the ends of the earth. Wait, is he doing it? Is he taking the leap? Leapt right out that window. Goodbye, Reinforce. Oh, wow. Wolf with the B. He just emoted towards.
All right. Well, Tavik is.
So NG Red clearly has Rogue's number right now in this combined defense. Things need to change. Tavik now going to the Pharah. They have wasted, though, about 1.5 minutes here thus far.
Well, they know they only have a couple pushes left. One of them's not going to be very good because they're going to have no ult for these switch-ups, but they're going the more standard Numbani offense here. Reinforce and Wins on D.Va and Winston.
Problem here is that they have a lot of ult up. Mangachu starting out here with the whole hog. Wolf goes for the Deadeye. Again, they're going to get the first kill. Wolf not getting as much from that as he would like. Note that Bird is still lurking. Bird can pull up the tac visor at any point. Hook, though, going to come in here on to the Winston. Almost takes that Wins outright, but...
They've got really weird positioning here, and it's kind of working for him. There's only a 3 squad on one side, another squad on the right. Chance does hit an Earth Shatter, though. AKM is down.
All right, tac visor coming out right now from Bird, trying to clean this up if he can. There's a lot of meat in his way, though. This is not the greatest tac visor situation. Wasn't able to get on any of the squishies. Still, though, 2 kills from MG Red. Unco now in trouble on the point, going to try and Guardian Age away. Gets shot right in the butt, and that is going to be a full hold here from MG Red. Did they even give up a third? No, they didn't.
It was very close. They were able to get on the point, though, and deny that third from even happening, so nothing went the way of Rogue there. Not going to have ults up. Maybe Wins will get it halfway there. Unco should be able to build a resurrection by the time this fight matters. Yeah, it's just the 2 strategies not working out. Having to switch strategy halfway through is always going to be really hard.
That's a Rogue coming through, and this might be Rogue's last attempt, and they don't have a whole lot of options here. They will get a barrage towards the end, I guess, so Tavik, are you going to go hero mode? Reinforce does take out Chance in the back, but Unco's already dead. The pick off from Mangachu completely worth it. Even if he dies to Tavik here, who cares? He got the Mercy, he actually counters with the whole hog. Oh my goodness, NG Red holding firm right now. 3 kills to 2 in their favor, looting the Mercy. And that's rough.
Yeah, I mean, Reinforce and Nox are on the point. I think they actually do have a third now, so they're getting kind of bullied out as the defense as they try to come back in here. Nox is going to be able to try to stay alive. If Unco might come back in here with his team, maybe try to get a res late. Oh, Tavik going down.
Tavik goes down. He got hooked by Mangachu. That's it. Tavik is not going to be back here for this main final fight.
They could res him. They should res him. He's got
yeah,
barrage.
they probably will res. We'll see. Nope, they didn't get the res off in time. Tveek's back in spawn.
Brutal.
That is not what you want. They're down Tveek, and Bird is going to be able to attack. Attack by here. He has everything in his sights. The Earth Shatter sets him up perfectly. 3 kills for NG Red. Make it 4. And that's going to be it. A full hold here for NG Red. NG Red has just gained in power as the series has progressed.
It's one of the reasons a lot of people really dislike Numbani is that in a normal map situation that Mercy would have been close enough to get that res off, the fight would have continued going, they would have had Brett Expert closer and getting that sound barrier off, they would have had a second chance. The fights on Numbani are so far away from your offensive spawn, they're all or nothing for the most part, and there is absolutely nothing for Rogue. Now all that NG Red has to do to win this map, and conversely, I believe the set, is just take first point. Is NG Red up 2 maps, or are we on the 3rd map? Oh my, I've casted way too much Overwatch lately.
We are on the 4th map right now. NG Red is up 2-1, and this is not good for Rogue. Rogue, for the only way that they actually stay in the series is if they force a draw by having a full hold on the first point, which is easier said than done. It was remarkable that NG Red was able to do it, but for Rogue, that is their only path forward here in the series. Take a look at them as they run out. It's going to be AKM on the Reaper, Nox to be determined, but probably on a Lucio. Unco going to be on Mercy, Tveek on Pharah, Reinforce almost certainly going to be on Reinhardt, and Win's going to be on the 76.
Okay, so pretty standard defense. Yeah, Rogue's defense has been just absolutely standard. They don't run Torbs, they don't run Sims, they run very standard heroes. That has been a very European thing across the board. EU does not do anything goofy on defense. No, just nothing fun, really. Very standard defense. However, offenses have been wonky in EU. The offense coming out of this NG Red team is Mangachu on the Roadhog, Brett Expert on Lucio, Bird on Soldier 76, Nap Time on Mercy, Chance will, of course, play Reinhardt, Wolf on McCree, so a very standard offense coming out, too. Not really standard for Numbani, just kind of a vanilla offense, no dive-in kind of mechanics, no D.Va, no Winston, so we'll see how it works out. I believe they'll probably just try to push this on the right side then, considering they're not going to be able to take high ground away.
The interesting thing for me is that they're running the McCree here on the offense. This isn't usually where you see an offensive McCree, but teams are getting better at just mixing him in all situations now. There's a point where McCree fell off the face of the earth. McCree has been coming back in a hurry, and really good McCree play has been the reason. Wolf, of course, has been great on it. R-Tier has been great on it. Early hook here coming out here from defense does not get the Reinhardt killed immediately. It does come close, and Reinforce actually overextends, gets picked off immediately. 65 now in favor of NG Red, and NG Red has a big opportunity here as Chance takes out AKM. 64. Is NG Red going to take this on the first push? Very big possibility.
They already took down Vic, too, with a huge hook. There goes Unco. That should almost be it. They're calling GG right now.
I did not expect this after the first map. NG Red just making it look easy towards the end, getting the picks that they needed. We are done with Numbani. We are done with the series. And NG Red going to move on in a pretty darn dominant fashion when you take away the first map.
Yeah, they look good. They look really good. This guy right here had maybe the best set I've seen him have in a while. I had always wondered kind of why NG Red got rid of Chronic, who I consider a very good Reinhardt, but Chance showing up here tonight. Also with a great skin. Love that Paragon skin.
Alrighty, so that was our first series here tonight.